Well, we're so glad to be here at Azul doing a retreat about poetry and astrology around the eclipse time. And we're so grateful to everybody for hosting us, especially Camille and the board and everybody. But we're going to be doing a workshop soon, and I'm going to reveal a Frank O'Hara poem called A True Account of Talking to the Sun in Fire Island. And I'm going to ask everybody to write their imagination of what they would say to the sun, what questions they would ask the sun, and what answers it would give back. And we're going to write those down and then do a game where we draw out the questions and the answers randomly and see what happens. I'd like to think about if you could actually talk to the sun and ask it a question, what would it be? So if everybody just write the question down, and then I'll tell you the next part of the little exercise. I got little strips of paper, we got pens. Just write one question. And I want to read you the first quatrain of this poem to give you a preview. The sun woke me this morning loud and clear, saying, "Hey, I've been trying to wake you up for 15 minutes. Don't be so rude. You're only the second poet I've ever chosen to speak to personally." So that's what we're here for, is to speak personally with the sun and with the moon that's going to come across the sun, and to see what the eclipse means for us and for our community and for our world in this time of transition and great change. So, well, we're a group of about 13 poets and astrologers and artists that are all coming together from different parts of the country, mostly from North Carolina and New York, some different places, and we're converging to just explore poetry and the heavens together. And we include myself as Leanne Brown. I'm a poet that I teach in New York City. I'm from North Carolina originally. There's Jean Diaz, who's here from Cambridge, who headed up the Lesley University Creative Arts and Learning Program. There's Katie Bohentz, who's my partner on Tender Buttons Press. We do experimental women's poetry. There's Merriman Castles, who's down from Gastonia. She does a little shop called The Hive, which is art, stationery, and workshops around beekeeping and art. There's, who else? There's Amy Catanzano, who's a poet teaching at Winston-Salem in Wake Forest University. She's the poet there. She writes about science and poetry a lot. There's a lot of people here. Tony Torrance, my husband, who's an actor and director, and my partner in all kinds of things, curation. Our child is here, who goes by M, and they're 14 and a half. Our friends Pancho and Mia just showed up. Mia Moran is a cookbook and food artist, and their 3 kids are here, and they're enjoying looking at the architecture. Adra Rhines is a poet from Adra Raines, I think it is, from Raleigh, Durham area, Chapel Hill. Who goes to graduate school there. She's a poet and in the PhD program at Duke. There's Chani, who does rhetoric and sound work, things about sound and poetry. We're talking a lot about sound and how poetry, the element of sound is so important in musicality and hymns and praise songs. And Merriman's going to be playing the drums and all kinds of ritualistic sound work when the eclipse happens. And who else? There's lots of people. There's somebody else. Yeah, just a lot of poets and thinkers together. Yeah, we're just brainstorming and doing a lot of collective talking, thinking, eating, and playing.
Awesome.
Writing, creating. We'll just try to set intentional seeds for this really transitional time in our country, which we're concerned about, of course, the political climate, and but also the social and the emotional well-being of our own selves and family and community. And we want to go out from there and really help think about how the world is going to be changing. We want to know how we're going to make that change a positive one for everybody, and as artists and just to be there for everybody in our communities and be a larger dialogue about that with our art.
Thanks so much, Leanne.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.